Now, in the third quadratic video I wanted to show you is what happens when you get a square root in your answer. So, in this case, I'm starting with 3x squared plus 8x plus 2 equals 0. Now, a is equal to 3 because it's 3x squared. B is equal to 8 because it's 8x, the variable. And c is equal to 2 because that's your constant. Now, when I substitute, I'm going to wind up with negative, open my parentheses, replace b with 8, keep my plus minus sign, keep my square root, and I'm going to replace b with 8, and I'm going to square that. Minus 4, open my parentheses again, a is equal to 3. Open my parentheses again, c is equal to 2, so I replace a with 3 and c with 2. And then I'm going to keep my 2 in the denominator, open my parentheses again, and replace a with 3. Now, when I multiply, create my fraction. Now I'm going to have negative times 8 is negative 8. And now I'm going to have my plus and minus and my square root. Now I have 8 squared. 8 squared is 64. And negative 4 times 3 is 12. Times 2 is 24. So I'm going to subtract 24. And 2 times 3 is 6. Next step is I'm going to add, create my fraction again. Now I have negative 8. Now I have my plus and minus symbol. Now I have my square root. 64 minus 24 is 40. And divided by 6. Now it's time to take the square root out. Now, this is going to be tricky because there is no square root of 40. But what I can do is I can break this up into negative 8 plus or minus 2 different square roots. The square root of 4 times the square root of 10. See, I gotta find the square root of 4. Can't find the square root of 40 though. And divided by 6. Now, what's going to happen here is this is going to be equal to, so I need to add a small extra step here, negative 8 plus and minus. Now the square root of 4 is 2. And the square root of 10 is just the square root of 10 divided by 6. Now, it's kind of hard to split this up just because I'm now adding a whole number 8 and a square root 10. And 2 is part of the square root. It's 2 times the square root of 10. So it's not like I can go ahead and just add them together. So since I'm not adding, I'm also not going to split. But just for the sake of writing it out, I think it's a good idea. So let's go ahead and write negative 8 plus 2 times the square root of 10 divided by 6, and create my fraction again, scroll this down a little bit more, negative 8 minus 2 times the square root of 10 divided by 6. No reason to add here. I can't add a whole number and a square root, so I'm not going to. But I can divide because all three numbers can be divisible by 2. Now, do not simplify unless all three numbers can be divisible by the same number. In this case, since they can all be divided by 2, I'm going to negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. 2 divided by 2 is 1. You don't have to put 1, but it's not a bad idea. Square root of 10 is still the square root of 10. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. And let's divide by 2 here. I'll have the exact same numbers. I'll have negative 4. But instead of plus, it'll be minus 1 times the square root of 10 divided by 3. And that's what happens in a problem when you have a situation where you're not going to find the square root and come out with a clean number. What's going to happen is actually the addition step you're going to wind up skipping altogether.